Good morning, world. Cece here. The questions we asked in the last few episodes regarding chaos, and we talked about pain, we also talked about control. But today, we're going to talk about the one thing that sits underneath all of it. The most important relationship in your life, always, is the one you have with yourself. And I know it might sound simple, but it's not. Because most of us don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about that relationship. We think about our relationship with our spouse, our kids, friends, coworkers, but rarely do we stop and ask, what is my relationship with me? Because here's the truth. The way you talk to yourself, the way you see yourself and treat yourself sets the tone for everything else in your life. If your inner voice is critical, you'll carry that into your relationships. If you don't trust yourself, you'll second guess your decisions. And if you don't value yourself, you'll settle for less than you deserve. And a lot of that happens quietly, and it's not always obvious. It shows up in little ways, in the way that you, say, handle mistakes, or the way you talk to yourself when things go wrong, or show up when no one's watching. And over time, that becomes your baseline. And here's the part that matters. Your relationship with yourself is not fixed. It's something you build every day through your thoughts, your choices, and how you respond to yourself. And just like any other relationship, it can improve. It can become stronger. It can become more supportive. And it can become something that actually helps you instead of holds you back. But it starts with awareness. Paying attention to how you speak to yourself. Because most of us would never talk to someone we care about the way we talk to ourselves. And that has to change. Not because you need to be perfect, but because you need to be on your own side. And here's the part that people don't always talk about. This isn't always easy. Because a lot of how we talk to ourselves isn't something we consciously chose. It's something we learned. It's something that's been running in the background for a long time. You know, you heard me talk about the subconscious mind and how much of what we think is just patterns. In fact, 95% of it is just patterns running in the background. So when something happens, your mind doesn't stop and ask, what's the best way to respond? It goes straight to what it already knows. And for a lot of us, that's not always the kindest place. And if I'm being honest here, that's been one of my biggest challenges. Catching those automatic thoughts that go straight to the negative, straight to the criticism, straight to that old way of thinking. Because for a long time, that's all I knew. But here's what I've learned. Just because that thought shows up, it doesn't mean it's the one you have to keep. And that's where the shift happens. And the shift isn't not ever having those thoughts. I think that's going to be almost impossible. But in just becoming aware of them and choosing something different. And sometimes that's daily. For me, it's more hourly to stay on top of it with myself. But I'm really working to increase that 5% of my conscious thought, let me tell you. Just remind yourself, be kind here. Give yourself some grace. Just live moment by moment. Not just with other people, but mostly with yourself. Because that relationship is the one you live with every single day and moment. And if that relationship is strong, everything else becomes easier. You handle chaos better. You move through pain differently. And you stop trying to control everything. I am a recovering control freak, by the way, working on it. Because you trust yourself to handle what comes. So maybe the question isn't, why does this keep happening in my life? Maybe the better question is, what kind of relationship do I have with myself right now? Let me give you something simple you can start with. Talk to yourself like someone you care about. When you mess up, don't tear yourself down. Pause and ask, what would I say to someone I love and care about in this situation? And then say that to yourself. Because that's where it starts. So just remember, those thoughts, those negative thoughts are going to come in, whether they're about someone else or about yourself. Don't try to push them down. Don't be angry because they came up. Just acknowledge them and go, you know what? This is what I do. Thank you for reminding me of that, but that's not necessary right now. I don't need that right now in my life, but thank you. So as always, take care of your mind, and the rest has a better chance of falling into place. Until next time, this is Cece, and this is Cece Talks Life, real talk, real life.